Good afternoon, Meredith. My name is David Bonert. I'm from Wayne State College, and I'll be giving you some thoughts here on DVD as you conduct through the Red Balloon. Yeah, you know, right from the beginning, I would think about what you want to say with your prep beat, and that means getting elbows up, getting up into the ensemble, sort of making connection, then giving the prep and going. It seemed like, well, you were ready, so you went. But you want to make sure we, meaning everybody in front of you, is ready as well. If you look at the DVD, I want you to think about the style that you're showing, and is that really what you want to hear? And the reason I pose that question is because you're doing a nice style. I wonder if you could smooth it out even more. Dee da 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 da. You're not. That's a little exaggerated. But see if you can have more dee da da dee da da. I would work to get that left hand to give information that the right hand is not giving. If you watch yourself, every time it comes in, it mirrors the right hand. Now, sometimes it's when you're giving a cue or when you're showing dynamics, but it needs to do something different than the right hand is doing. Make sure that with that right hand, you keep the fingers on the baton, because that's how you really control the tip, I think. So the big one gesture that you're doing at those big moments is nice. Nice facial features right here. The measure of one, very descriptive, I think. It's showing what you want to hear in the music. I guess I wish there were a way that you could prepare us for the way that is going to happen in, you know, what comes just before it. Back to the right hand. As you watch the video, just think about the very tip. Sometimes as we try to be ultra expressive, we do a lot of motion with the wrist, which is good, and that's where you want it, but sometimes we go overboard and it pushes the tip around a little bit. So move the wrist, but only as a way of sort of controlling the tip, I guess. The last fermata that you give, go back and watch it on the video and see what information you were giving to us as far as how you wanted to release that note. It needs to be in the style of what has come before it and sort of your vision of the piece. I felt like that was a little too textbook, you know. You gave a nice cutoff, but then you've set up this very nice fluid motion, and then all of a sudden, you stop it like that. You just want to sort of gently release it, as everything else has been in the piece, into the environment around it. So you're doing some very nice expressions on the podium. You have a good comfort level on the podium, I think. And again, I encourage you to watch the video and think about what those facial expressions are showing. The smile is great, and you used it at exactly the right moments to really let the balloon blossom a little bit. Sometimes I'm a little bit, I'm getting mixed signals by what sort of this stern face is that you give. Do you want it to be more aggressive, or do you want it to be harsh? I don't think so, but that's kind of what I was getting from that. So, I would think about how you can maybe modify that to show us, again, what you want the music to sound like right there.
So those were things. Now, I'm going to pick on you a second because a couple of other people have done this, and I'm going to use you. Okay, first of all, she did a great cue for the trumpet. Looked at the trumpet played the solo, and then you did this fun. I don't know, maybe it's just the band director in me, but right now we're not conducting but nothing that I would say is profound music. But you made this face at the trumpet player, I don't know, maybe it's the band director in me, but I just don't think that's appropriate a lot of times. So there's some music we have that requires moments like that. But I see high school band directors do that a lot. I see college directors do that a lot, where they're in this moment, they're just playing long chords, and maybe they're just playing, they're like, you know what? Okay, that's great. They know it's beautiful. They're playing it beautiful, and honestly, they can't see you, so it doesn't matter what you do. But I think I just don't. You did a great cue. Yeah, you don't have to take. You don't need to shake your head and oh, I'm gonna go home and cry and weep all night from here. No, it's just. I don't think it's necessary. Okay, yeah, okay, maybe so. Maybe but I don't think that's necessary. But if it's a Mahler symphony, the resurrection at the end of it, that can make anybody cry. All right, so that might be. But this is not Mahler. Okay, so anyway, now you did. There's a couple times you went into one, and I was curious about. Okay, why? Why? Did it work? Okay. Okay. And okay, yeah. Well, can we try that again? Let's this is at 17. You want to go into one. So let's yeah. Can we start? I don't know. What is this? 6 bars before I don't know. Measure 11. Well, let's just go to 9. Just go. Start at 9. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to do that, convince them because they were like, we're not going into one. No, I'm sorry. No. So convince them. You're in charge. I want to see you do that better. Okay. 9, please.
Another thing that I think would sort of enhance what you do is the size of your pattern. And if you think about what you're showing right here, you just have a few instruments playing, yet you're showing the same size as you do right now when everybody is playing after the big moment. So, you're conducting the flutes and a couple of saxophones. Keep it very small and very gentle, and then let it grow so that when you get to that big moment where you give the one, then that gesture is even more convincing, I think.
Which is okay. I mean, that's
And
great.
then you're
Yeah,
sort of
and
visually representing
this
what you
thing,
want to hear from the music.
try doing it like an oval
Um,
shape, kind of the
yeah, and I
side.
think Dr. Lang is working on this right
This is
now, but
the
the
immediate
one
forward,
gesture,
underneath.
yeah, you seem
You're
to
asking me to
have it
come with me. No,
in
we want
even
let's
your
make it
waist,
sideways oval. Okay, so make it like
and
a
so I would try to keep it as
Um,
much
and
forward as
my,
possible,
my
so that we're
students
not
would be
confused
happy to go over
by
that.
the
I
information that
hate
we're
this.
given there.
Flow, 2, 3, flow. Because what happens is, guys, and when we go into 1 and 3, we speed up, and then we get to the top too soon, and then
Again,
we
sometimes
compensate.
I think I've said this already, but
It's hard.
the
You have to think about going
4 and 5
slower.
fingers of the
So
right hand,
speed
keep
at
them
the
on
end.
the stick.
Right? So you go 1,
And
2, 3.
sometimes just
1,
experiment
2,
with what you can
okay,
do,
and then it's sort of
especially in your
repetition,
third
right?
and fourth
We're
fingers.
getting to the top too soon.
Turn your hand over so the
So
palm is up, and just watch the tip and
so
move
let's try
those
that
third and
at 9
fourth
again,
fingers,
one more time. Make it
because
17
you
on
can
the beat.
control a lot
Low,
from
2,
right there.
low.
Then when you
Keep it in
turn the
one.
hand over, you
Don't
have
go
a
back and
lot.
forth. Keep it in
There's a
one.
lot of responsibility in those little fingers, so keep them engaged. When you go out, your 3 pattern, your hand goes to the side a little bit, which again is moving the tip of the baton in sort of an odd way. So not that there's anything wrong with turning the hand over, but don't let it impair what the tip is doing.
You want to make sure 3, maybe pull back 3 a little bit. That was that. Okay. And you did that one other time, but yeah, okay. And that's fine. If that's, but I want to be convinced of that. Let's do this ending one more time. I want to hear what you do here. I want to watch your release. That was the other thing that kind of stood out to me. So let's start at measure 87, please.
Yeah, whenever you start the group, you have to give us something to go off of, which is going to be the breath. So make a clear breath, actually move some air, and then give the prep. Yeah, which is what Dr. Lang just said. Yeah, look at us, engage us, take the breath, and then go.
So what I would suggest is dee da da dee dee, and maybe just encourage them to play nice, sustained. Just let So try that again. So let's start back at 87.
You're. I think I would practice your ready position in the mirror, because you kind of start all sunken, but as soon as the motion starts, then your arms come forward a little bit. But I would start that way too, so that your hands are engaged with the ensemble. Yeah, and I think I need to wrap it up here. I think, what I see from you is some very mature musical thoughts with this piece. Um, Now keep working on your gestures so that they can sort of match the maturity of the thoughts, so that you can really show what you're feeling and what you're thinking on the inside. And then that's going to project from the ensemble into the audience. So good work. Keep it up. Thank you very much for performing today. I know it's a little, you're sort of putting yourself right out there for everybody to look at and talk about. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much.